Hey everyone, Shawn Clement here, Wisdom in Golf on location at Ian Frazier's house, right here at TXG, Tour Experience Golf. And what an amazing setup these folks have here. And today we are comparing a TAYLORMADE M2 driver off the shelf.
Yep.
And we're comparing it to a Callaway Epic driver. And we're going to be doing it two different club speeds. At the average club hit speed that most golfers are at, around the 90 to 95 miles per hour range. And then at the more advanced player at 110 miles per hour.
Yep.
And with Ian's guidance, basically these are stock off the shelf if, you know, during the holidays now and the season's winding down. And
bargain season. The
bargain season's out and many of you are going to want to buy a gift for somebody. This will be a fantastic video to help you make a wise choice.
Absolutely, 100%.
All right, so where do we start?
So we've chosen these two drivers, two of the most popular drivers in the market this year. In the right person's hands, both are phenomenal products. In the wrong person's hands, they can slightly misperform. They might not be giving you the right launch conditions that you need. So we've kind of grabbed M2 10.5, definitely more high launch characteristics, good for slower swing speeds.
Right.
Epic Sub-Zero, which is their lower spin option, taller face. You're a little bit better for controlling those spin conditions for the guys with speed.
Little hotter trajectory.
Little hotter trajectory, a little more penetrating flight. Yeah. Some different technology in here, which is really neat. We're seeing the benefits of the jailbreak technology on Epic this year, and we're really enjoying this one. But also in the right person's hands, the M2 technology of the recessed toe, the larger footprint of the head, very forgiving, right? So for the right type of player, it's important.
And also, I mean, when the person tries these drivers, obviously you want to try it before you buy it, it'll really feel different.
Hugely different and look different. Because
you're looking down, it looks different, and it feels different in your hands. You just waggle it, it feels different. And then when you're hitting shots with it, it's going to perform differently in your swing. So which one's going to be better for you?
And that's just, we're just talking heads. That's before you get into the shaft world, right? And that's where it all changes.
That's it.
So, you know, we can make them do different stuff depending on what shaft they have. So we're going to try some generic stock shafts, which work fine. And then we're going to try some kind of upgraded aftermarket stuff, which will really help us dial it in.
Okay, terrific.
Good.
So I'm gonna start off with, I'm gonna give myself a little intermediate point here. Start off with a little bit of a traditional fade, right?
Yep.
So we're looking at about 95 miles an hour, little fade down the left side. Medium trajectory.
Yep.
So down the left side, little fade, left center of the fairway. Looks like about 230 something carry.
Beautiful, 232.
Okay.
Okay, so launch angle's good, spin rate's up at 3,200. At that speed, you know, a little bit more spin's good. You know, people get a little bit caught up sometimes in trying to spin it too low, and you know, you see slower swing speeds actually struggle to keep the ball in the air for long enough. So those softer conditions, they actually don't get the benefits of the additional distance.
Okay.
Because the ball's falling out the sky. So that was, at that speed, that was okay. A little bit too much spin, but not bad.
Okay. Okay. So we'll do one more like that.
Yep. That sounded good.
Whoa, that's looking good. So we're looking at about the same characteristics, exactly the same club speed, about 240 carry.
Absolutely, around about the same sort of thing. We're seeing launch angle 14, spin rate 3,300. So in this instance, we would say, you know, Shawn, you've come in for a driver fit. We would say we love just about everything we see there. Delivery's good, and you know, we just would love to see the spin rate a little bit lower if we can.
Yeah, because we're only getting like, well, what, 15 yards of roll?
Not too much. Angle of descent, you know, we start to get into the second half of the ball flight. You know, we've got launch angle, which is the launch going up. Angle of descent, we measure the angle coming down. So 43.9 degrees would be too steep coming into the fairway.
Okay, so it's ballooning a bit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We were talking a little bit earlier about how to sort of, how do you know when your ball flight's too high? How do you know when it's too low?
Right.
Right there, there's your peak height, 113 on average. Those were two great examples because they were so similar.
Okay.
Look at your club head speed, Shawn. You're right around 100.
Yeah.
I would like to see you right around 100, maybe 95 feet. So if I get that spin rate down, I'm going to flatten the peak of the trajectory.
Yes, 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 yes.
This will probably become 260, a little bit closer to 265.
Okay.
We'll be in good shape. So let's get into slower, a lower spinning driver.
Okay, let's try that.
Okay, so we're going to change it in the little box here.
Okay.
So we'll call it Epic with
the shaft weight very similar.
Very similar, and a little bit of a stiffer profile.
And it's funny how much lighter this one feels
than the TAYLORMADE.
Than the TAYLORMADE.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's very in head weight, it feels much lighter.
Okay.
Okay. Well, those fades are working out pretty good. Oh my goodness.
So let's see what happened there.
So I only one more mile per hour in club head speed. Maybe
we really
two.
didn't pick up too much club head speed, did we? Not that much, but look what happened to the spin.
Oh my goodness.
Right, so we kept the launch angle exactly the same.
Yep.
If we have a look at where we were there, your average with the TAYLORMADE was 14.9. You hit that one at 14.7.
So launch angle was identical.
Exactly the same. We've dropped the spin rate by about 900. We brought the peak height down by nearly 10 feet. The carry went up, the total went up. World of difference. Let's kind of put those.
Goodness gracious. So now the angle, the downward angle now is what?
Is much better. So if we look at angle of descent.
Angle of descent.
39. So now sub 40 degrees.
Okay.
Which is exactly what we were looking for.
So that's what's going to give me that extra roll.
So in terms of the velocity, has changed a little bit. Okay. So you're obviously swinging within yourself and trying to kind of keep that speed back, but you've done an unbelievable job at replicating the swing. And look at the difference. You just picked up 21 yards of carry by having more efficient launch conditions.
That's unbelievable.
Crazy.
Well, that's huge.
Massive. And that's just the fitted player versus the non-fitted player. The generic club that might work for some people, but this is the really fitted club, the real one that's dialed in.
Man, sign me up.
Absolutely.
20 yards, man. That's 20 yards big deal.
It's huge.
So that's, it could be 2 clubs less heading into the green.
Yep.
Okay. So we do one more on this?
Let's do one more.
Okay.
Let's make sure we're happy with the combo. Okay, a little bit more of a fade.
A little more of a fade there.
Okay. Let's do one more.
Yep. What are the, that was a slight come out of that one.
Yep, just left the face a little open.
There we go. A little bit of a carbon copy there.
Not too bad. A little better that one.
So even when I dropped it a little bit.
So looking at the numbers, dynamic loft we're a little bit higher dynamic loft with this one, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
So what we've got is, I think that's mostly, and you're trying to create that little bit of a fade shot. We're getting a little bit more dynamic.
Yeah.
But
so maybe this driver is a little bit more, little less suited for that kind of ball flight.
Well, let's to the fade. Let's go back and hit a little bit of a draw with it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's change it. Go the other way.
So I'm going to go to right side of my intermediate point, slightly upwards. Nice healthy draw.
Good amount of curve in that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the...
It's interesting. So, I mean,
Yeah.
this is a phenomenal way to show people that if you draw, if you fade it, the launch conditions are going to be entirely different. So all of a sudden there, you've turned that fade into a, you know, quite a strong draw, and you've dropped the spin by half. You're down at 1500. So definitely too low in terms of the spin there. So that particular driver probably won't suit the guy who hits, you know, the really aggressive draw. Maybe someone with more of a neutral to slightly more of a fade flight that has excess spin that we want to get rid of, versus obviously the draw shape, which has less spin naturally.
That's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Switch back to the TAYLORMADE and take the speed down, maybe 95 or so.
Yep.
Okay. Wasn't I pretty much at that?
No, you're over.
Okay. All right. Let's tone it down. We're going to do a draw with the TAYLORMADE now?
Yeah.
There we go. Little Healy. What was the speed on that? Let's see how forgiving this thing is. Okay, so 98 miles an hour.
Yep. So we can see the strike point came out a little bit low, but there's a lot of people out there would take 232 only 6 yards offline if they hit it, you know, 21 millimeters low in the face. That's a real sign of forgiveness on the head.
How are those feeling, Shawn, comparatively, those two drivers?
Yeah, they're very different feeling.
Yeah.
Very different feeling driver. This feels like the head tracks, it's got a little more head weight.
Yeah.
Whereas the overall weight of the Callaway feels a little lighter. And the presentation at address is unbelievably different. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that many of you are going to, you know, many of the people shopping around are going to, you know, you look down at that and you look down at the other one, they're going to see a major difference, and one of them is going to look better.
100%.
Sure.
Which is a big part of the process of becoming comfortable with your driver.
Yeah.
When you look down on it and how it kind of, you know, looks at address, is that something that inspires confidence? Is it something that maybe makes you feel a little intimidated that I really need to make the best swing I can in order to get a good ball flight? Yeah. You don't want to feel like that amount of pressure every tee box. And
they're very different. I find that the Callaway, it's kind of it has that V on the face. It looks like a runway. Mm-hmm. It's got the chevron.
Right.
And then on the back of the club head, you got the there's two green lines on the back of the club head. So you see the alignment of the center of the face from back to front very nicely. Whereas this one is more face oriented as far as the alignment's concerned, more a perpendicular alignment.
Well, that's been the technology behind the contrast of the white to the carbon. You know, since they introduced that, is you know, you get a chance to really align the front of the driver to your target. Yeah,
and I find because as far as, you know, a little swing tip is concerned, I like to see the blur of the club as it passes. Yeah. And that white on the club head really is a big plus as far as knowing where that club is passing in space, so you get really good distance to ball. So.
Okay, let's see a little draw.
Okay, little draw.
Really nice.
On command for you. There you go. Man, I can't believe how smoothly I'm swinging right now. There you go. So now that's pretty good.
That doesn't really get too much better than that in all honesty. So that has shown us that with this club, when you were hitting your fade, excess spin wasn't really good for you. It was definitely leaving a few yards in the locker. Yeah. As soon as you turned that into a draw, it was perfect. So we now have the contrast of a Callaway driver, the Sub-Zero Epic, which is unbelievable when you hit the fade because it's spin reducing.
Right, for the power fade.
For that one. Yeah. When it comes to the draw, you were much more suited to the M2 because this didn't have enough spin on it. Right, so the ball was kind of dipping, it was falling out the sky a little bit too soon. because the characteristics of what this head produces.
That's right.
So you've got two different ball flights, you've got two different clubs and you know, their capabilities
so there you
for
have
the golfer.
It, you guys. If you want to draw the ball, the M2, and if you're a fader of the ball, you want to hit that power fade,
Yep.
we've got the Callaway Epic.
Best
Brilliant.
of both worlds.
Let's ramp the speed up.
Do you want to ramp the speed up now? Okay, so let's give it a little bit more of a professional, top amateur club head speed. Now, a little tip. A lot of my students ask me, how do you increase club head speed? And I'll go, okay, well, in one of our drills, we teach our students to throw the club.
Yep.
Right? So we actually, you know, toss the club into the net. And so as a baseball pitcher, you can toss the ball to first base, or you can drill one at 95 miles an hour into home plate. So if you want to hit it farther, you want more speed, just throw the club farther. Mm-hmm. And too many of the players out there are focused too much on, you know, what body part do I need to activate more to get that. It's a whole body experience, right? So I'm just going to deliver a nice throw through the tip of that tee in the direction I want to start the ball. So that felt like, and I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, so the way I judge that, before I was swinging, so 114, 113.7.
Yep.
So before, what I was doing is I was swinging on a scale of 1 to 10, my strain level was about a 2,
Yep.
and my velocity about a 6.
Exactly.
And now my strain level is more 4.5, 5,
Yep.
and my velocity is about a 7.5, 8.
Exactly.
So that's as hard as I ever want to hit a driver.
And if we go back to the launch numbers and kind of see how the performance of the driver is, and we go back and look at that peak height again, what we see there is as soon as the velocity goes up, the peak height gets really out of that optimal range where we like to see it. So that last one there, 136 feet.
You
don't want the ball flying at 136 feet.
Especially not in Scotland.
Not in Scotland, not in Canada. We get enough elements here that we don't want that. So, you know, we want to see that that spin rate down. We want to see the launch angle come down. Now, here's an interesting thing. The launch angle is actually lower than it was with the driver previously, but the peak is higher. The biggest difference is the output velocity and the ball speed is so much higher. So that's an element that creates height, is how fast is the ball going?
Right.
Okay, so we use the analogy for people at times, you know, if they've got a water hose and they keep it at the same angle, they turn the water pressure up. Well, it just shoots higher, doesn't it? We've not tilted the hose, we've not changed the angle of it, but it's velocity and pressure.
That's a perfect analogy. Yeah.
So a good way to think about it. So we now know that we need to bring down the launch angle and spin rate to compensate for your extra velocity. Okay. Because you're swinging now about PGA Tour speed. Right. Okay. Let's swap into this one.
PGA Tour speed. Yeah. All right. Comparison with the Callaway.
So does this one feel a little different to the first Callaway we gave you? Weight-wise, do you feel any differences?
Did you change anything?
I've changed it. There's something different about this one. Does it feel quite similar?
It feels similar.
Okay.
Is the shaft weight a little?
20 grams heavier.
20 grams heavier. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Ooh. All right.
Okay, give it a new color designation. Nice orange.
Orange.
Let's go.
There we go. Not a bad hit. Maybe a smidge on the outside. Oh, my goodness.
Changes.
So 115 miles per hour.
100. So
not bad for a 52-year-old, huh?
Just a boy. 114.9 club head speed versus the 113.7. So very similar.
Yeah.
Let's look at the flight differences. Okay, still quite high.
Yeah.
Launch angle was still a little bit high. We would probably give you a little bit less loft in an ideal world, Shawn, to bring that down. But look again, spin rate. at $21.99.
Wow.
Okay,
Now
so-
that's what we want, right?
And again, we've just picked up 18 yards on the carry because we now have the ball coming.
292 carry, 311 total on a medium
That's
fairway.
pretty sporty numbers right there.
Sporty.
Sporty.
All right.
Okay.
Very cool. So should we try just a little draw with
Let's
each
see
one?
The draw. Yeah.
Okay.
See the draw at full speed.
Okay. There's a draw for you.
Well, we've got Iron Byron with us today.
Goodness, just missed the sprinkler heads.
Beautiful.
So very similar. I picked up another mile per hour in club head speed.
Right. So we see that with the player who hits the draw, the rotation of the head, you know, increases club head speed. The increased club head speed results in more ball speed.
Yes.
So we increase that
So
velocity again.
more release, more speed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, we see that.
That makes so much sense.
So we
And it's funny, with the TrackMan, the speed is different. It's reversed. I have more speed on a fade than I do on a draw.
interesting.
And that's really interesting.
Yeah. So we've got a little bit more ball speed there, but the reality is we actually didn't increase the distance too much.
Yeah.
Just a fraction. So if we were
These numbers are bang on. This is what I've been playing with all year.
Yeah. If you and I were spending the hour together, we would be looking at just trying to give you a fractionally lower lofted driver. So
Right.
I can make an adjustment to this one,
Sure.
bring the loft down a little
Okay.
bit. Let's see if we can get
Let me,
that launch angle down.
Well, while you do that, why
Okay.
don't I do the draw with the TaylorMade?
At full speed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. A little aggressive.
Well, we can't say we're surprised. It's a 50-gram regular shaft. You know, it's not really designed to deal with the guy
now
who's
that makes
swinging
sense.
it. Yeah.
That makes sense, because this is now I can really see dynamically the difference in the shaft
Exactly.
that you gave me.
Right. So as soon as you access more speed,
Yeah.
we
I
actually-
overloaded the shaft.
We compromise the shaft.
Yeah.
The structure isn't designed to deal with 116.9 miles an hour club head speed.
Yeah.
We lose the club face integrity.
That's
Okay.
it.
So, not good. Right.
It's like a downhill racer on a pair of intermediate skis.
Yep. Not going to have the same control. Okay.
So this is now at
This is now at 8 degrees aloft.
8 degrees.
So we should see a little bit of a lower flight, a little more penetrating trajectory. I want to see this ball come out in an ideal world around 110 to 115 feet. That's my peak height, okay?
Okay. So should I set it up a little flatter at address?
Draw again. Let's go for the draw again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me set it up a little flatter, a little less on the way up. A little more parallel to the ground on the way through the tip of that tee.
Probably see a little bit of a toe strike.
Yeah?
Just a little aggressive curve from right to left. Yep. So 17 millimeters out in the toe. We know that those will give us lower spin numbers. We know those will give us a much more left tilted spin axis. So
you call that a good miss?
it would be okay. Yeah, we're in the rough. We're not going into the ball pocket for another one.
All right. Let me stay with the original setup. Still toe. That really felt toey.
Okay.
Let's do one more.
Let's do one more. Nice little push draw.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh boy, really good.
More majestic.
Completely different peak height there. even just see the way that ball bounced on, it was coming in a little bit flatter, okay?
Yeah.
So what do we say our objective was 100, 110, so we'll significantly drop the height.
Yeah, so I'm getting the same distance, but I'll probably have better control in windy conditions.
No question, no question. So the angle of descent now is at 34.8 degrees.
Yeah.
Much, much better. Okay,
so on a fast-running fairway, I'd get a lot more.
There'll be a lot to gain on a fast-running fairway. If we can see the blue trajectory there, look how much more balanced that ball flight is.
Yes.
From a side-on trajectory, okay? Started out to the right, drew it back to the middle.
Beautiful.
Couldn't have called it any better.
So this would be a good fit.
Really good.
Really good fit.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that was awesome, Ian. Man, that was so much fun.
Two different clubs, two completely different outcomes. The more knowledge we have, the smarter we can purchase when we get to that point.
Now you literally have a weapon. This is what makes it worth the price that you pay for the club.
100%.
Yeah, especially at this time of year. Enjoy, everyone.